What's up, YouTube? This is Coach Jack. Right here, I got a Samsung dryer that won't heat up. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take it apart and tell you guys how to fix it, get you a new heating element, save you some money. All right, let's take it apart. All right, so first off, what you want to do is you want to remove these two screws because we're going to have to take off the top portion of the dryer. So you guys, now that we have the door panel off, what we need to make sure we do before we actually just pull the door off, you got a connection right here that you got to make sure that you disconnect before you actually pull the door off. So y'all see this connection right here? This is a connection that we got to take off. All right, so next, you guys, what we need to do is we need to remove this so we can get down here to the heating element. All right, the heating element is down here, and that's what we need to replace. All right, so let's get a good close look at that heating element. There's our heating element. You can see the coils in there and everything. All right, so we're gonna take this part off first. All right, so we're gonna remove 1, 2, 3 screws and then get to our heating element. All right, so I'm gonna remove that wire, and now to remove this so that we can get our heating element out, I'm gonna slide this thing down. Perfect. Now, it's gonna be tough to try and get the heating element out. A lot of people, what they do is they remove this thing down here, or they take off this outer panel. Okay, so what I did was I just took off the outer panel. So I'm gonna remove 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole panel will come off. But before we do that, we have to disconnect the lamp here for the light. So if you look inside here, you'll see this is the dryer lamp, and that's what we got to remove the wires to, the dryer lamp. So I just lift up this side section here, and I can remove this so that I can take this panel off and we can get to our heating element. All right. Alrighty. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this outer portion. All right, so these have the wheels that spin the dryer right here. So we're gonna kind of lift up and pull out to take this out. Lift up and pull out. And then you got that. All right. All right, so once we remove this screw, we got the outer portion of that dryer off. We can take the heating element out and replace it. So go ahead and take this out. One thing that you need to make sure you do is lift up and pull out, because if you look all the way back there, it's connected in the back, and you want to make sure you take a picture of how the wires are. All right, so if the wire is up connected and it's red, and the bottom one is blue connected, but it's also connected up as well. So we're gonna take this out real quick and see what it looks like. All right, so slide this thing out and we can take a look at our wires and how we have it connected. All right. So if you look here, these are the connections for the coils that are inside. These are the connections for the thermostat, but make sure you take a picture of how it is, because this one is red on top, blue on top, and then blue at the bottom, but it's all, they're both like facing down. Over here we got black on the top, blue on the top and then black at the bottom, and they're both facing down. But then here we have blue on top and it's facing upward, and black on bottom and it's facing upward as well. So make sure you take a picture and pay close attention to that. That's very important. All right, so for us to be able to change out the coil that's inside, we first need to take these off here. All right, once we take those things off, the coils inside here, if you can see, these are the connections, just the first two. And what Samsung does, you see this side right here, it's a little ridged up to where it won't pull out and it won't come out this way. So make sure you get a needle nose pliers or something like that to ridge that down so these can come out once you remove this off of there. All right, but then for you to, after you remove all the wires, we need to get inside and replace the coil. So we're gonna have to take out this 1, 2, 3 screws, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. But one other thing is, as y'all can see, I already lifted up this flap, but this flap was down. You need needle nose pliers to lift up that flap to open this up as well. All right, so that's what we're gonna do, take out the coil and put in a new coil. All right, so this is our old coil here. All right, that was inside. If you look at it, it's really broken up here. A lot of times what will happen is the lint will get backed up, and then it will cause a lot of heat on the coil. And so if you look and go through, you can actually see where the break is. And right here, really close, can you zoom in there? We have the break. Y'all can see right there, there's a break in the coil right in there. Yeah, so that's why the heating element isn't working. So we replaced it with the new coil that's in there now. If you guys can look in there, you can see the new coil is brand new. We got it in. We replaced the thermostat and got the new heating element coil on there. So a new thermostat was placed on as well. So we're gonna put this stuff back together and see if it works. All right, so if you look down in there, you can see where this heating element is gonna get connected. If you look right in that circular portion right there, that's gonna get connected there. Don't worry, fast. right, you guys, let's go ahead and check it out, see if we got a heated dryer. So let's take a look and see what our heat index is. All right, so put it on a little time dry, and we're gonna hold this button down like the door is closed. Start the dryer. Let's see what kind of heat we get. So far, let's see. Oh wow, 98.4. Before it was only giving me a read of about 70, and I can actually feel the heat right now coming off of there. Let's see, surface temperature 130, yeah. And so yeah, you can see back there the little red on there. Let's cut the flash off and I'll let you guys see. Alright, so you can see that it's actually heating up back there. So the coils are actually getting the temperature up. Alright, so we're all set. We got our dryer working. Everything's back going. Time to wash some clothes.